Hello, Business Pathway Multimedia students, coming live from room S51 on the Bullard High School campus. This is Mr. Cheney. How's it going? So, this video cast here is to explain and show a couple different ways of doing your next assignment, which is photography related. Yesterday, we watched one of the best presentations of your lives, I'm sure, a Nearpod on the Introduction to Photography. I have linked that here on the assignment, where you can rewatch it so that you can get those 9 elements mastered. So if I were someone who was absent yesterday, like Aiden, I can go over here and I can rewatch the presentation that we did yesterday so that you know what the 9 elements are, for one thing, and so that you can do the assignment that we are doing today. So what is that assignment? Well, these 9 elements, such as balancing and depth and leading lines and all those things that we found, we're going to go find our own examples online. And once we find those 9 examples, and actually, to be honest, it's 10 because we separate pattern and symmetry from each other, so it ends up being 10. We're going to go to our Weebly page here, and we are going to create a blog. So I'm on my blog page now. Let's move my video out of the way there. So I'm on the blog page. If I click blog, and I'm going to do a new post. Actually, I have a draft going. And my post title is going to be Intro to Photography, 9 composition elements. Okay, now there's a couple ways you can approach this. You could go one image at a time and one title at a time. So how you would do that is you could go image like this, and you could put a title underneath it or above it. And so let's say, and I would want to center it maybe, our first one was going to be depth. And then I would come and I would upload depth. Now first I got to go get my images from my Google Drive, which I've saved them here. So I'm going to download those. And here's my zipped folder. I'm going to extract those. I'm going to put them on my desktop to make it a little easier to find. And now I've got the pictures that I need. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my Weebly. And I'm going to upload, what did I say, depth? And balance cropping. There's the depth picture that I used. So now that's one way that we can do this right here. So we've got them titled. So we're still in one blog post, but we've got a title that we dragged over from here, our toolbox. We have the image that we dragged over, so we have depth. And then we're just going to keep adding from there. So if I want to add another image, I can go to the right of it. And I can upload another one. So maybe I can go with cropping. And then of course I would have to add another title, and maybe what I could do is, instead of going center with this, I could go left. And then maybe I could do, in the same text box, I could just title cropping over here. Okay. So that's one technique. The second technique is they actually have this tool over here called Gallery, and it makes it a little easier in my view So if I were to do another blog post again, and again I'm going to call it Introductory to Photography, 9 elements of composition. Okay, and I'm going to drag the gallery button over, and what that gallery button allows me to do is upload multiple images, which I can do here. Okay, so that's all 10 of them. And what's neat about that is it just puts them all together for me. The tricky part is actually getting the labeling down. So I will show you that part next. Let's see, we're at 6-minute video. Okay, I gotta wrap this up soon. Alright, so in order to label one of these, I believe that you gotta go caption, display on hover, and how do we change the caption? Thanks. There we go. So this one was background. Okay, and when I click on the picture here, you get caption again, and this one was balance, I believe, and so forth. So you'll do that for all of your pictures, cropping. And so the final result, once you post this blog, and you get out of the editing version, and you actually look at your site, I will show you the final result. So here's the website. We go to our blog. And there's the one I was just working on. So if I click on the title, it takes me to just that one blog. And when I hover over it, it actually tells me what it is. So that was background. This is supposed to be balance. It's supposed to be cropping. And so forth. And then the other way was, if I go back to my blogs, there was a second version of this. Ooh, which I didn't save. Oops. Forgot to save the other one. Anyways, that's 2 possible ways of getting your photos done. Of course, you're not going to use my photos. You're going to go find your own. So that's going to require you to go to Google Images and actually look for pictures that represent the elements that we're looking for. So for instance, if we were looking for photographs that show balance, that might be a good way to search for some of these things. These are balance and symmetry, some of these. This is a good balance one because you've got one subject here and another subject right here in the foreground. That could also be depth. You want a unique photograph for each element. You do not want to use one picture for many elements, so let's not repeat pictures. So when you're doing the assignment, if you have questions, come back to this video, or find someone next to you who knows what they're doing, or get me.